Hey everyone, this is Dan, the GM, bringing you episode 137 of What the Dice. Now, this is going to be a listener shout out. This one comes from a site that we have been actually starting to get a little bit more active on called Good Pods. It's a great way to really get to meet and hang out with a lot of people. And we happen to notice that in Austin has been rating our shows constantly. So we wanted to give you a special shout out and a special thanks for all the ratings you have given us. We really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you continue to rate. And for those who are not on Good Pods, if you head on over to goodpods.com, you can sign up, join groups with different people to get to find other podcasts that you will enjoy. And you get to submit ratings, reviews, and you get to chit-chat with different podcasts if they're active in the site. Well, that's all the time I have. I need to shut up so you guys can get on with this week's episode. So enjoy this week's episode, my friends. It's episode 137. I'm Dan the GM, and this is What the Dice. It is night before we are able to make our way to the storyteller's campsite. This day has been rather strange. The guild hasn't been handing out as many jobs, and the inn offered everyone a discounted stay due to the amount of armed troops that have been moving through the area. Inside the village, where we've normally get a chance to do our shopping, we've been stopped multiple times from guards and these strange knights asking information about the storyteller, his name, where he comes from, what he's doing there, things of that nature. Well, it is time for us to make our way down fully. Entering the campsite, the campfire is out. We hear the crickets and the wind and the cold chill. No storyteller. The fire ignites slowly, and the storyteller appears behind us with a smile.
Well, me friends, it seems as if, as I would normally say, the moon is high and it is time to say farewell. That's not how it shall be tonight. A story lit by a fire and moonlight. No sun about, casting us into a darkness like the adventurers are currently in. You see, they have followed Psycho and decided to try to outweight him. Well, it seems as if Psycho became more calm the longer they waited. And when they finally decided to make their move and cut the lights out, it seems as if Psycho grew bored and moved on, setting a trap just in case he tries to run past them and out this way. They moved into this strange water, the area, and then into an area where all these strange boxes and computers have been smashed. Well, it seems as if Psycho was doing more than just waiting, for a trap went off, almost hitting Kalila, but upon further inspection, the trap was the exact same configuration as Faye's. Well, me friends, it seems as if Psycho is playing a little bit of cat and mouse with the adventurers. So let's see how it ends, shall we? Sit back, relax, and hear me tale.
In the last episode, the team got deeper into the Meranda, all being taunted by the Psycho. They tried to wait him out,
and it just seemed to calm him down, and he made his way out. Only for the team to follow him, find a control room, and Kalila almost got shot by a shotgun. And they find a severed arm with a hand taped in a pointing direction, telling them where to go next. Who wants to go first?
I kind of want to beat the snot out of him with that arm, but
Yeah, because I think Kalila had pointed out maybe he was watching us on cameras. So she's going to look around the room for any of the things that she knows to look like cameras. See if they're around the room.
Oh yeah, no, there are definitely cameras around.
Yeah, I'm going to bet that he's been watching us.
Fabulous will wave at a camera.
Well, she's going to go up to the arm, cautiously, but she's still going to approach the arm.
Okay.
Fabulous will follow cautiously in with her.
So you are staring at this severed arm.
Or she's just making sure there was no other attached notes or anything like that.
Nope, there's just one that is pointing that way.
Are we taking this back to Emma, or are we just going to... Because we're probably going to find this poor thing in pieces.
yeah, we probably are.
Lila will pull out one of the sacks she uses typically for hunting and use it to start storing the body parts. She's not putting a bloody thing into a bag of holding.
Now, Emma did state that she didn't need the body.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yes, she said that the skull was enough to give her a burial.
Okay, well then she's not taking it. Knowing that there are traps, unless anybody else states otherwise, I doubt there's anything useful in this room since every computer looks disassembled. Kalila will move forward.
Before doing so, Faye's going to pull her mask off of her face, point at the shotgun trap, give a finger to one of the cameras, mouth, "Dick, move."
Anyone else want to insult the psycho?
He probably just delighted and laughed that he managed to make you mad at that. You realize that, right?
He thinks he made me mad. Let's go.
So down the hallway?
She will let the experienced trap finder lead the way.
Trap finding sense on. Okay, I can't find it now, but I do have a spell somewhere about understanding traps, and it gives me like a +4 on my roll or something. Hang on.
Fabulous is going to take a look at these computers, just kind of poking around, looking at them.
Go ahead and roll profession engineering.
30.
With 30, as you look through everything, you see that though it looked like the wires were ripped and cut, upon a closer look, it looks like everything was skillfully disassembled and then made it look like it was damaged. Even to the point of you look at the screens, and the screens themselves aren't cracked. It looks like there's some kind of protective glass over it that has been smashed to make it look like it is broken. It looks like someone went through the painstaking task of going through and making this look destroyed.
Hey, guys. These computers aren't ruined. They're just disassembled. Whoever did this really made it look like they were broken.
Do you think that was Emma?
Maybe.
Or one of her people?
Or maybe our disarmed friend there?
That would have been a lot of effort before leading an attack, don't you think?
Well, no, I mean, he points to the severed arm pointing in a direction.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's Psycho...
Well, no, I'm wondering maybe did she do it?
The Harvester?
Amphibious will actually see if some of this is easily put back together.
Yes, it is. There's the wires have been pulled out, and they still have the tight twisting in them, so you could slide them back into the holes that are color coded, and you would be able to at least reattach one computer with relative ease.
He'll see if he can do that.
Roll profession engineering. No, knowledge engineering.
29.
It's a little hard seeing you don't have the proper tools, but you were able to get them put back into the right place, and you attach a couple of things, and there is a single Word document that has been left up. And what it says is, Emma, or whoever Emma sends here, I'm the harvester that you're supposed to meet, and I have been being tracked. I hid here because the psycho doesn't follow people on Emma's level. I used a couple of the areas that he used that he hasn't fully sealed up. I found a cure for Emma. I went ahead and hid it here in this computer. Just tell Emma to use our anniversary date. I don't think I will be able to tell her myself. The psycho doesn't want the cure found. I'll destroy this place the best I know how. I just hope that in this last chance, I'm able to help her.
Defibulus's eyes will kind of widen at what he's reading. He's like, oh dear.
What'd you find?
Yeah, I was right.
Oh. And you just happened to pick the lucky computer?
Does anyone have a he'll tap his little ear thing. Hello? Anyone on here?
You hear some static, and then you hear Emma's voice.
How'd you get this frequency? Wait, you guys have communicators?
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess it auto-patched into my frequency. What's up?
We found out your friend with the helmet
Yeah,
left you something here.
okay,
A cure.
The line goes silent for what feels like an eternity, and then she speaks up again.
where are you?
Water treatment in a control room.
Okay, I should be able to get there. I'll get there as soon as I can, or if not, I'll send someone to do it.
It's going to require personal information from you to unlock this.
Okay, I'll get there as soon as I can. I'm on the other side of the facility right now. Can you put it back the way it was so that it's not found?
Well, we suspect our friend Mr. Psycho is watching us on the comms, or the camera thingy, so he probably already aware that I put it back together.
Okay, I'll get there as soon as I can.
We can guard this thing for you.
No, you go after the psycho. Just get rid of him. Once he's gone, there won't be an issue getting there.
All right. You want me to? If you trust me with the information, I can try to figure out how to write it down or something for you.
Okay, yeah. What's the information you need?
Yeah, your anniversary date.
0511 2045.
You will punch that in.
There's a couple of beeps, and you see a chemical chart print out, or not print out, but appear. And you hear your comm beep, and you hear the system is requesting connectivity with computer system 4.2. Will you accept?
Who's 4-2?
He goes,
Computer codes are stationed with 42 or 45, 46. It depends on the room you're in. At 42, that's just the water treatment temperature control computer. Why? What's going on?
Something is asking me to give it permission to link up.
Hit yes. I'll have one of the Deckers grab it off your comm.
All right, you'll tell it yes.
there's a quick flash, and you hear a beep in your ear, and then you hear Emma go,
Okay, we got the file on our end. Thank you. I don't know how else to say thank you. Yeah, I gotta go.
and the comm goes quiet.
The information on the screen, could Defibulus quickly jot it down in his notebook?
Yeah, you could jot it down.
He will jot it down on his notebook and then disassemble the computer again.
Okay.
Was that on all our comms or just his?
Just his.
Okay. Kalila's just been guarding him.
All right, Faye. So, did you find what you needed?
Yes, I did. Hang on. I was gonna have Faye go ahead and copy the personal note as well, just in case Emma didn't get that in the file.
Okay.
Yes, I did find traps as a spell.
So you're getting a bonus to search, and then it will automatically tell you if there's one within 10 feet of you.
I receive a check to notice traps within 10 feet of me, even if I am not actively searching for them.
Okay, cool. That's what I needed.
The feat that I have for trap finding gives me a +4 to perception skill checks made to locate them and to disable them. So as we are leaving for the next 3 minutes, because the duration is 1 minute per caster level.
All right, so go ahead and roll.
Are you rounding up or down because my caster level is an odd level?
I always round up.
Okay, so I get a +2 plus my +4, so +6 to my roll. That would make it a 44.
All right. As you peer in, you see there are grenades that are... Well, you guys would know what grenades are by now. You see grenades that are tied up as a bundle just outside of reach, and you follow the string down, and you see where the string's located. Underneath the string is a small silver disc with a piece of paper draped on top of it, blocking out the slight red light that's underneath. Now, there are 2 hallways going into this next section, so...
Did the arm point more towards one or the other?
The arm is where it is indicated on the map.
Can we tell that both hallways lead to the same room?
Yes, because the lights are on. They're damaged lights and they are flickering, but you can see in there.
Can I check the other hallway?
Yep, go ahead and roll.
39 on this one.
With the 39, you look and peer around, and there are no traps that you can see. It looks like he has pulled panels and damaged the hallway to where it's a very slow walk to get in there, but it doesn't. You do not see any traps.
Okay, so on the one end, we have a big boomy trap. On the other, we just have a lot of difficult slow going. I'm still loath to leave explosives primed to go off. But I also really don't like working with them. So what do you guys want to do?
If people will head over to the other hallway that's just slow moving and see if there's any mechanical hazards like wires going into water, things like that.
No, it looks like what the guy did is pulling panels off the wall, bending them to where it's not a direct walk. You would have to climb over a broken barrel and to step on a crate to slide down a piece of metal. Like, it's just made to where it is incredibly difficult terrain, so that if you were chasing someone, you would opt to take the faster route.
Sneaky, sneaky.
So you said it's a boom boom trap, you said?
Bundle of grenades.
Okay. Is there anything else more, like on the floor? But
Faye will point out the trap and how it works.
So it's a string draped across a mine that goes up to a grape grenade drop. So it's that classic, like, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas grape trap with the modification of a landmine right at the step point.
Including the fact that there's a landmine under a piece of paper is a little important.
yes, that's pretty ingenious. Thing kind of looks like one of those sneaky boomy rock things you have.
Is it easy enough to just step around? Or do we need to disassemble this?
Yeah, I mean, you could step over it as long as you don't screw up.
You guys want me to see if I can try to disable it?
I mean, it would net a handful of grenades in a floor mine.
I mean, if you guys want, I can try to disable it. Or I'll be blown into horrible bloody chunks and be smeared everywhere.
Is that we step around or take the harder route?
Well, see, here's the thing. He's watching us. He knows what we're doing. So, if we leave it and intend to bring him back down this hallway, having him chase us, he's going to know about the trap and stop. If we disassemble it and bring it with us, he knows that we have booms.
Either way, we're screwed. It's a matter of risking Defibulus. You're pretty good about disassembling that, but the last time you did something like that, you got launched across the cave and got really hurt.
I wasn't hurt that badly, and all I did was miscross a wire. It wasn't anything serious.
No, you cut the purple and all the other wires, and you stated not to cut the purple one.
Yeah, I had a change in logic. What can I say?
You've done stupider things.
Like what?
Cut the purple wire.
Join this campaign.
Quiet, God. I swear that God just keeps just butting in randomly.
Okay, so if we work together, I think we can probably disable this one pretty well. If we do the thing.
You two do that, I'm gonna keep watch.
Because, I mean, I'm not so great with electronics and wires, but this kind of thing is much more comfortable to me.
One of us assists him. I've learned a couple of things with the Defibulus. One of us needs to keep watch.
Then Clyde's not here. You could just put his shield down and like hide everyone behind it while I poke it with a stick.
That's what I've been saying.
Underwater? Good grief. Okay, so what are the rolls?
I need disable device from Faye and knowledge engineering. Well, what's higher, profession or knowledge?
They're actually equal.
Then roll one of your engineerings.
I have a nat 20.
Okay, it's a skill check, so I still need the number.
Alright, so nat 20 plus... Hang on, math. You said disable device?
Mm-hmm.
30 on my end.
Okay.
38.
All right, so you're going to add 4 to your roll, so that makes that a 34 Defibulus. It's slow going, and you are able to get the grenades down. You have a bundle of 3 grenades, and you begin to work on the mine. It is very, very difficult work. Eventually, you are able to snip the right wire and disable the trap. Kalila, as you are watching, you notice that a couple of the cameras have turned and are watching. You can hear the slight res as they are zooming in and zooming out.
She's actually gonna take aim at those cameras.
Okay.
She's gonna shoot at them.
What type of arrows? Just your standard?
To begin with, if they don't damage it, then she'll use her better arrows, but standard arrow.
Yeah, they're just security cameras. You punch a couple arrows into the cameras. So you have a disassembled mine and 3 grenades.
Can the mine be reassembled and repurposed, reused, whatever, for our purposes?
You would have to have more time to do it. But it would also be a harder check, because to disable it, means he cut wires. He didn't take it apart.
Okay. It would probably still be worth keeping, though, right?
It's always worth keeping stuff.
Especially with Defibulus and something goes boom.
That's what I figured. Here, take care of that. Please be careful with it.
See, Kalila, why do the cameras have arrows in them?
Because they were moving and doing that in and out thing. Like it was somebody deliberately trying to see what we were doing. So I assumed it was Psycho and shot them so he couldn't watch us.
You should use a gun. It's a lot more effective.
Yeah, but they're so loud.
They really are.
Especially down here.
All right, tell you what. Next time we make camp somewhere, I will take out that silencer blueprint and I will see if I can build one so it's not as loud for you people with soft ears.
That would be wonderful, thank you.
I do prefer a much quieter approach, yeah. That would be fantastic. I will clean your bare boots for you.
Nah, my boots are good, thanks. Just after my bare boots now, I see what's going on here. Anyway, go forward, trap detector person, and see if there are more traps.
Down the hallway, and I will recast it again because I'm sure that was more than 3 minutes.
It was. As you walk into this room, it is The roof has been caved in, but it is not a glass dome. It is just solid steel above you. And there are markers and posters that have been stabbed into by a knife, and then the knife has been welded in place. You see wanted posters with claimed on them. You see some wanted posters with literal targets drawn on them. The room is eerily quiet and still, and you can hear what sounds like footsteps in a hallway, running.
I was gonna look for more cameras.
The cameras that are here look like they were already smashed.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm like, there's nowhere to go in this hallway. So it looks like lots of debris and other smashy stuff, and then looks like we have to go down one hallway to follow it around to go somewhere. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a classic lead trap, as he said. Follow the whatevers, the markers. He wants us to go somewhere where he has the advantage.
I mean, the fact he lives here is kind of an advantage of the fact that we're just guests, but
Agreed. All we can do is continue to follow him.
Well, I mean, trap finding is still running, so...
Okay.
Keep on going. Really a bad idea to just stop and randomly scrounge for things.
So down into the southern hallway.
Alright, let's go.
As you turn the corner south, Faye, I need a perception check or a trap finding check.
It has a 42.
With a 42, you find another one of those shotgun rig ups, and as you go to step back, it explodes, causing no damage to you, but automatically disarming it.
brass bolts.
As you look around, you see that there's a camera pointed right down at where the trap was.
He knows we're still alive. Alright, keep moving.
Perception check.
More trap finding or just a regular perception?
Regular perception for everyone.
28.
38.
32.
All of you turn and you see the door in front of you has been blasted closed. It looks like something hit it with so much heat that the metal has that dripped down melted wax look. You see one of those strange holographic computers has been melted in place. And the words flicker as you read, "Psycho, it is time for you to return back to the docks. I have multiple bounties I need you to claim. I'll be sending them to you. There are 3 crews, all of which have caused problems for not just me, but for several other facilities that we deal with. Return immediately." And then it is signed, King.
Looks like the
Well,
dog is
then.
slipping his leash.
Kalila's worried there's a fire turret thingy, kind of like the ice turret thingy that they ran into, so she's at least gonna help make sure there's no giant blast of fire that's about to melt their faces off.
Okay. Perception check then.
25.
With a 25, you look up and nope, there's no indication of any kind of turrets. But there is a camera that is looking down at you.
She's gonna shoot the camera.
With a quick spark, the camera breaks.
I think you're really enjoying shooting those, aren't you?
She goes, they do make good target practice, but I also don't like him being able to watch me. Could be admin watching us, but I'm going to guess it's him.
As you say that, you hear echoing down the hall.
Now, Birdie, let's not break my toys.
Kalila's going to yell back down the hall, I am a cat. At least call me Kitty.
So, do we keep chasing him?
Okay, hold on. Does the rig with the hologram message look recent, or like is there a layer of dust on it or anything?
There's a pretty heavy layer of dust on it.
Okay, so this is not new. This is just something that's, for whatever reason, still functioning.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
As you continue down this hallway, I need another trap sense.
I have a 46 on my trap finding.
With a 46, you stop just short of another one of those landmines. This one seems to have a little movement to it, as if it is just... It moves back and forth with just a little bit, as it's trying to aim for where you step.
Fabulous gets all glee, all like, that's really cool, it's moving!
That's really unfair.
It only moves left and right. It doesn't move towards you. It just stays in its little area and moves left and right.
Right, but it's still unfair. Okay, so I would rather disable this one too. I don't like leaving armed explosives in an underwater facility.
Right. So both go ahead and give me those rolls. Disable device for Faye, and then once we get that roll, depending on what she rolls, Defibulous, you'll roll.
And we need Kalila on camera duty again, pretty please.
Yup. She will continue to disable the Psycho's toys.
I have a 33.
All right, 33. Give me a +2 for Defibulous.
34.
Defibulous, as you go through, snip a couple wires, all of a sudden there's an arc of electricity that comes out of it and strikes you, dealing 4 points of electrical damage.
Would my armor not disperse that?
I believe you have electrical DR, but I do not have your armor in front of me.
That does no damage to me. Actually,
Okay.
no, wait. It's got 50% resistance to electricity, and the damage DR is for ranged attacks, it says.
All right, so you take 2 points of electrical damage.
Ow. Shocking.
You okay?
Yeah, it just shocked me a little.
This one has no parts to claim. As you guys look around, you see another data pad that has been melted into the metal of this door. And you see the crew of the Persistence, as well as pictures. One, Cody the Tin Man. It's a humanoid-looking thing. Pictures look like they are taken from a great distance. And you see a list of the different wanted, different things that they have done. Theft of an unknown chemical from King. Entering a restricted zone without a permit. Death of a demolition specialist and destruction of personal property. You see just below that an older human with his skin slightly blue and a strange sword on his back. Wanted, Merrick the Nova, known shadow broker, leading single widowed females on theft of boozy shake recipe, death of a demolition specialist. Then you see another one. This one is a older human, long peppered whiskers, and a rifle that looks worn and well used. Durin, baby rat face. Wanted for multiple counts of indecent exposure within King's territory. Hacking multiple private servers. Death of demolition specialists. This team is wanted by King for multiple accounts. The death sentence is acquired for them. Bring back their heads and their equipment. This data pad is also old and covered in a thick layer of dust.
Is it me, or is this guy like issuing death sentences for everything?
Okay, but that recipe, that milkshake recipe is probably gotta be pretty good.
Just to confirm, no one in these photos look like Psycho.
No, none of them look like Psycho.
Okay.
In fact, these look like they are addressed to Psycho.
To take out.
Mhm.
Right, these look like his assigned hits.
Hmm.
Don't ask me. Let's go.
Diffuser says, you know when you say don't ask you, that just makes everyone want to turn around and ask you more.
Well, you can ask, but not right now. Let's go.
Kalila will playfully, since she knows she's a librarian, though there's no paper or quill or pen in her hand, will pretend to write down in the palm of her hand, ask Faye later.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to answer, but you can ask.
She just smirk and follow her.
I need another perception check from Faye for trap finding.
Do I see any more cameras to shoot?
No.
39.
With a 39, you stop just short as you see a panel shift up and the mine tries to move underneath your foot. You carefully slide your foot down instead of stepping down, and it continues to move around you as it's trying to get stepped on.
Fibulus is just like, wow, that is a really ingenious way to deal with someone.
Yeah, it kind of is. Alright, well, help me knock it apart.
So that mine is deliberately trying to move under your feet to make it you step on it.
Yep.
Yep.
That's just cute. And I imagine it as like the equivalent of an adorable dust mite. Like, oh my god.
It makes me think of the spider mines from StarCraft 2.
Cute little wide-eyed, like it's all giggly, like trying to like get under your feet, like it's nuzzling you, but then it's just.
All right, so what are those rolls?
39, I believe.
All right, +4 to Defibulus.
36.
All right, you were able to take this one apart.
Any salvageable bits?
Yes.
I'm gonna have so much stuff to play with and sort later. This is actually a really fun game we're doing, guys. He gives us stuff to play with and disable. I get to collect it and make stuff out of it later. I like this game.
You know, for poetic justice, I almost wish we had time for you to construct something to take him down with, but onward.
As you move on, you find another door. This one has been not necessarily melted, but it looks like it has been blown inward to where the door no longer works. You guys would recognize it as kind of like when you guys used C4 to blow open a door. But it looks like they used less, so it's just flexed in and damaged and not able to work.
Well, that looks familiar.
Yeah, it does. Except we would have made a much bigger mess out of it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You see another one of those wanted data pads. And it says, the Liker crew. It's V, the Mad Lizard, wanted for theft of military parts, theft of a corporate van, and insurance fraud. Ryder, the Shadow. This female is shorter and in a solid black suit. Wanted for auto theft, fleeing the scene of a crash within King's Docks. Art theft. And then you see male, shorter. One side of his face is all cybered out. The other side is humanoid. Radar, the Dirty Coyote. Wanted for multiple accounts of violence against King and his associates. Use of a firearm within King Club without a permit. Theft of a bar.
How do you steal a whole bar?
Yeah, I was kind of imagining somebody like picking up a whole building and like sneaking off with it.
I don't know, but I'm pretty impressed.
Do they make bags of holding that big?
You know, I don't know.
I believe the answer is yes, and if not, we can make one. Try to make one later.
Alright. So why are these here? Why are we being shown his past hits?
Intimidation.
That's what I was gonna say. Trying to intimidate us. Look how big and bad he is.
Or he just never cleans up after himself.
I need a trap detect roll.
From just Faye?
Yep.
43.
With a 43, you look around and you see that just on the other edge of the doorway, there is a raised platform. It is 20 feet across and 10 feet deep, or 10 feet away from you. It looks like it is a large pressure plate.
That's a big one.
What do you see?
All right, gang, how are we getting over this one? They points out the dimensions of it.
I'm assuming this is peering through like the crack of the doorway.
It's in the hallway.
Kalao's like, I got this, and pulls out the broom.
Is there enough height in here to fly with the broom?
Well, I mean, orcs walk through here, so I'm assuming everything's at least a 10-foot ceiling.
Yeah, everything's about a 10-foot ceiling.
Unless it's a big room.
Yep.
I mean, the pressure plate isn't that high either, is it?
Yeah, but I don't think anybody can jump 10 feet unless it's me. No takers? If not, I can get Hugin to put some sticky web and you can swing across like a vine.
George of the Meranda.
Yes.
Watch out for that shield.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
I did. So you have two options, broom or sticky web.
Well, my question is, the problem is if we fly over, or even try to swing over, could there be something on the other side of where we land that we set off?
Well, you can see if you could disable it. I'm just offering other solutions.
Defibulous will take a look at this pressure plate thingy.
See what it's gonna set off.
Perception check.
Maybe it's like an Indiana Jones style trap and it just splats you against the ceiling.
That'd be awesome. Well, I mean, not the whole splatting point, but the premises of it. 36.
As you peer underneath, you can see that there's just a little sensor pad with a spring that is holding the plate just above it. You basically just see this little blue or little flashing green light letting you know that it is armed.
But can't see.
But you do not know it is attached to.
Well, I see a little green light that's flashing under here, but it is armed, and I have no idea to what.
Faye will take a look as well.
Perception.
Do I need a regular perception, or do I get to use any of the trap finding?
Yes, you can use it.
41.
With a 41, you're able to look at it, and you can tell that all you have to do is stop the plate from depressing. So you could shove a piece of metal between the flooring and the ground underneath it, and you would create kind of a pinch point so that the plate could not depress.
How much clearance has the plate got under there?
About a quarter of an inch.
Okay, so if I could find, let's say, a few pebbles or a ball bearing, sliding those under there would keep the plate from depressing enough, yeah?
Correct.
Well, wouldn't a ball bearing just pop, though?
Ball bearing, no. Smoke bombs, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so can I use some sleight of hand to do so without him noticing on the camera?
There are no cameras.
Okay, so I don't necessarily have to be totally sneaky about it, but I think I'm still going to try and do it kind of covertly, just in case. That's a 29.
With a 29, you're able to get a handful of ball bearings in there so that it doesn't depress, and nothing seems to happen. You put a little weight down on it just to see, and yeah, the plate doesn't move.
Okay, guys, just in case he's still watching, we're going to go over this thing like we weren't able to disable that.
It's so depressing.
Well, see, we end up chasing him and we come, or he chases us and we come back this way, he's going to expect this trap to go off. It's not gonna. And we know that, but maybe now he doesn't. It'll at least confuse him.
Works for me. I'm still gonna take the broom over.
Yep. I'm gonna be cheeky at airwalk.
Leaving Defibulous, you want to use the broom?
I mean, can't we both ride it, or do I just need to take you throw it back over, then I fly it over?
No, we can ride together. It holds like 400 pounds. Hop on. She'll pat the broom.
I was gonna say I am definitely not 400 pounds.
Neither of us are that.
I watch my weight. Well, as much as I can with all the stuff I have.
All right. Well, you guys float over this trap with the greatest of ease, and you land. As you land, Kalila, you notice a camera is firmly focused on that hallway. And you hear the...
Aw, you cheated again. That's not very nice, little birds.
I need a reflex check from everyone.
Is there a trap involved?
Yes.
33.
32.
I have a 33.
You all hear the sound of metal dropping as the wall here on the northwestern side drops, and you see 4 shotguns. As you guys hit the ground, you hear 4 shotgun shots go off, and then there's a small explosion as they just disintegrate. The camera pans down looking at you.
You're a lot faster, little birdies. This game is ever so much fun.
Where is that camera located? Is it in the ceiling, on the ground, on the wall?
It's in the ceiling.
How high is the ceiling right there?
15 feet.
Kalila's getting irritated enough. She is going to climb the wall and rip that camera out of the ceiling.
Roll your climb, then your strength.
My climb is a 25.
All right, that's an easy enough climb.
And my strength is just a 13.
So you pull and tug and pull and tug, and the camera just doesn't rip out, but you hear something pop, and the camera just limply hangs downward. So the lens is facing straight down.
Did you get the camera?
She's gonna try again to rip it down as she, like, uses her body to, like, rip it with her.
All right, roll strength.
Okay, not much better, but a 17.
With a 17, and you've already damaged it once, you pull and pull and pull, and then it breaks free. And I need a reflex check to make you land on your feet.
Hooray! Reflex or acrobatics? Because cat.
Acrobatics is fine.
31.
You skillfully land on your hand or on your feet, holding this damaged camera.
She feels better now, and she will just chuck it off to the side. What, you want it?
Yeah, I want to take one of those part 2.
Just hand it over to him.
As you hand over the camera, you hear a...
Oh, little birds, little birds.
And that is where we end this week's episode.
As the storyteller ends the story, he slowly closes the book. Off in the distance, we can see the sun slowly rising. The night crickets continue, and he looks at us with a smile. Well, 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 me friends, it seems as if the day star has risen, and I am sure you have many quests to continue, and have many assignments to deal with. The Adventurers Guild should be quite busy today. The knights should be gone. But just as the adventurers have to deal with this strange psycho, keep your eyes to the shadows, me friends. Do not trust a trap that has not been disabled. And always look for whom is watching you. But as always, may your travels be safe, and may the dice gods bless your every roll. We here at What the Dice would like to thank Paizo for creating Pathfinder, Epidemic Sound for our music, as well as Sirenscape for our sound effects. If you would like to reach out to us, you can do so on Facebook at What the Dice Pod, Twitter at What the Dice Pod, and of course email whatthedicepod@gmail.com. And if you liked our little adventure, please share us with your friends and rate and review us.